everybody. Welcome back to It's Okay to Be Okay. I'm Jen. I'm here with Chrystal and Melissa. And today we're going to talk about if suffering is necessary to grow. That's a hard one because is it absolutely necessary for everybody? I don't think so. There are people that can grow without the suffering. I was not one of those people. I had to learn the hard way. And it took that inner turmoil and that not being able to handle it for me to be willing to look beyond myself, to grasp and hold on to hope or faith. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'll
So
go. I don't think it's necessary. It's not a prerequisite. That's what I love. That's what comes to me. Like go through you don't have to go through specific types of suffering in order to have personal growth, in order to discover the principles. But here's the thing though, too, on the other side of that is that we all have shit that happens throughout our lives. Nobody's life is perfect. We all have those moments. Um, but for me personally, like when I came to this understanding, and I've said this before, I wasn't looking to change my shitty self. I wasn't looking for this personal inner journey. I wasn't looking to discover anything. I was looking for a new job, the end. And I found something far better than what I could have ever imagined. So I say no, I don't think so. Yeah, did I go through shit? Uh-huh. Yeah, the loss of a child, having a heart attack, not knowing when, um, so many different things. But in those times, I didn't even pick up a self-help book. I didn't listen to anything positive. In fact, I was quite the opposite. I would shut out the world instead. I didn't want to I didn't want to display that part of myself. So it wasn't until I had come already within myself, and now I can see this, to an okayness where I guess I was more open to it, but not even knowing. I had no idea that I was open to inner peace and all of that good stuff. I don't even know if that made sense, but I don't think it's necessary to suffer. I think it's necessary to want somewhere in your soul to see differently.
It's that kind of like with all the healing I've done. It's kind of like I've done all of this healing to learn that I didn't need to do all of that healing. But I had to do it in order to see that I didn't have to do it, if that makes sense. So I feel like that is kind of very similar to this as well. Like we think it's the suffering that makes us grow, but it's not, because we still have things that happen, like situations that we would class as not very good, like person dying, or losing your house, or all the bad things. But the suffering comes from when we give it meaning. But I know as well, like if I had the most like amazing childhood, amazing life, and I was just cruising through life with no hardship, then there'd be nothing that kind of pushes me towards what I'm doing now, because you're content. And sometimes I feel like I've lost my train of thought.
so and I never really thought about this before. This just came up. But I don't think it's the suffering that makes us grow. It's the resilience, the ability to move beyond it.
Yes,
That is the growth. Our resilience to adversity.
that's the word.
Suffering is
a choice.
something we all do, even if things are perfect, even if things like seem like they're going really good, we all have thinking that creates suffering.
Yeah. It's like the adversary, I believe, that we kind of need, but the suffering we don't.
Yes.
I mean, you can have a beautiful life and have no adversary and have like everything happen amazingly. And yeah, that's good. But I do feel like our souls come here to grow, they come here to expand, they come here to, we're infinite beings that are always learning and learning and growing and getting bigger and bigger. And I think in order to get bigger and bigger, you need some icebergs to crash into. Because then, like, for example, if you had like a ship, we're not going to say Titanic because that sank, but another ship goes in an iceberg, and then the people come down and they work together and they figure out a way how to fix it and grow it, and not grow it, but make it, fixable. And in that, they teach themselves skills. They teach them how to weld, how to, this is a metaphor, but do you know what I mean? Like those adversaries, I can't even say the word, teach you the skills that you need later on in life. Without that, you're never learning anything. And I think that's where it comes. And when we can look at it like that, like what is this situation teaching me? What skill is this teaching me? How is this going to improve myself? Like everything in my past has helped me become the person I am today.
Oh, for a
Yes.
second, I'm going to go back to the point of what I think is the most fabulous point was it's the resilience side of it. It's when we see that we can move past, that we can rise up, that we can pick ourselves back up, however you want to frame that. It is that bouncing back and that resilience that is the hindsight then of, oh, I thought that I was going to be in this place in my thinking, in this situation, in this circumstance for the rest of my life, that I would never smile again. I'd never laugh again. I'd never do any of these things. But when you start to do those things and then you catch yourself doing those things and no longer have any kind of guilt or I should feel this way attached to it anymore and think, this is nice. It is that resilience. It is that growing. That's the growing took place, and now you see, oh, it's possible.
And I think that resilience becomes stronger the more we see that the suffering is created by us. There's that famous quote. I can't remember who said it exactly, but pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Adversity happens, things hurt, things don't make sense. That's how life goes. But the suffering is all of our thinking about it and rerunning it and reliving it. And how often do we not even realize that we're the ones creating the suffering because we can't drop the thought? The resilience becomes so much stronger the second we realize where that suffering is coming from and are able to pull our hand off the hot stove.
Something you said kind of brought like a mini insight. You said something about hindsight, Crystal. And it made me think like if we can bring hindsight, I know hindsight is like looking back, connecting dots. That's what we do. But what if we can bring that hindsight to now? How do we do that? We play with it. Instead of being like, I'm suffering right now, blah blah. It's that again, what can I learn from this? what skill is this teaching me? And it's kind of like then you're bringing that hindsight here because then you're not taking it so seriously. You're like, this is going to teach me something, and I'm going to find out what that is. Even like the worst things that can ever happen are always an opportunity. Feel the feelings. If it's something like a loss or anger or anything like that, feel the feelings fully. Let them pass by like a river, and then be like, okay, now where can this take me?
Yeah, and you know what I love about that I want to say is that's where people I think get caught is that river, right? Instead of letting it pass and just letting it float on by, they want to just race with everything they have, put the oars down, whatever, the anchor, just stop because they don't want to feel. So they feel like if they just pause and just stop everything, then that's where it is, right? But it's not. It is just like you said, it is going down that river, allowing it to just float by, allowing the feeling to pass and to come out the other end of that journey. Yeah, I love that.
Well, yes, because like going off of what you were just saying there, it's like when you dig those oars in, you're also turning sideways and creating a dam. And it's just more and more of those thoughts and feelings piling up behind that dam. And eventually it's going to burst.
I love that. It's like I've had experience with that recently. Like I realized that the reason I keep looping around certain things is because I'm up here, I'm like, I'm healed, blah blah blah. But I'm not allowing myself to sit in my body and be grounded in the feeling of it. And I thought I was. That's how smart the brain is, how clever that little ego is. And I realized recently that, oh, that's why I feel so ungrounded all the time, is because when these triggers come, I'm off out into my head analyzing, or off out into my head kind of trying to free principles my way out of it. And what I realize is doing is I'm not feeling it.
I love that you said that. Three principles way my way out of it. Yes. Yeah, because when we come to this understanding, there can be that little misconception that everything is just perfect and that shit doesn't still happen, but we all know it still does. And then, yeah, when we think that we can lead the principles instead of realizing that we live, we follow mind. Yeah, we think we can three principles our way right out of any situation, right? Just like, oh, I just gotta come right back here. It'll all be fine.
And
And
like
I
what
love
Jen
that.
said, and when we don't, we create that dam. And then it gets
Yeah.
scarier and scarier and scarier to then feel those feelings.
Yeah,
Because
because yeah,
we have created that fucking. But then what I realized is also like people like me, sometimes we want that big breakthrough, right? And it's okay to do it in small little steps. It's okay to kind of let a plug out and just let some of that water come in, and then take another bit out, and then take another bit out. Because sometimes we get so frustrated that we feel stuck all the time, but it's because we're trying to destroy the whole freaking dam in one go. But our nervous system is like, fuck that, no. And it plugs it back up again, and then it gets over. That's how I've been like feeling right now. And it's like, no, just do little tiny steps. It's okay to do little tiny steps. And then by the time you get to the point where the wall comes down, that there's not much backup there. If that makes sense.
yeah,
Yes. And the thing with the little tiny steps, okay, every tiny step, you're allowing it to go through your body and your body to relax. When we get that one big breakthrough, sometimes that I'm starting to notice it's like the vagus nerve, there's still in that tight, and you're gonna keep building dams until that kinda
Mhm.
calm,
Yeah.
and you gotta do it in little steps to almost prove to yourself, prove to your ego, like, "No, dude, you don't have to keep just, danger."
Yeah. I was literally just about to say that, like, it's so easy for my ego to be like, "Well, I can handle all of that." I can handle that. Just bring it. Like my mind up here is like, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I know it's just thinking and blah, blah, blah. But my nervous system, I know that they are kind of in one, but the body is also remembering things and it feels and I truly believe that. And m- the nervous system also has a voice. And I think it's saying like, no, do it slowly, do it slowly. And we're trying to, again, force healing, force it all the time because we think we know what is going on. We think we know what we need. We think we know how healing's supposed to work. Like that's where I was stuck for so long. My ego was so like, no, I want it now. I want to heal now. I don't want to do it in slow little drips and drabs. I want to feel good now, but that just comes from a place of lack, a place of fear. And I'm really kind of sitting into that now and like letting my body feel the emotions and be okay with it because it's that pride. It's that kind of, I've done so much work. I should be. It's them shoulds that Chrystal talks about. I should be healed by now. I should be able to ace this by now. I should.
And then we say, who says, right?
Yep, and the funny thing is, at least for me, if I stop thinking about if I'm healed enough or if I'm qualified enough or if I stop thinking about me and my qualifications and I just show up, I'm more helpful and I'm more at peace and I'm happy. And then I think, well, am I doing it right? Are they going to see that I don't know what I'm doing? Do they? And all of a sudden, I'm not. I'm back tensed up. I'm back like, ah. And it's always that thinking about me. But when I can just fall out of that and be, the right things come to mind to say. All of a sudden, I can hear things that I wouldn't have been able to hear if I was worried about it. Do they think I'm qualified for them to talk to me? Or whatever the thoughts, it's the less I think about me and and the more I just show up, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's with my kids or my husband or my mom or a stranger in the street. It, it's a complete different experience for everybody on whether I'm thinking about me or if I'm just being. When I'm just being, I am healed. I'm not worried about if I'm healed enough. I am I am healed. I am exactly what I need to be. I don't know if that makes sense. I just totally questioned everything I just said, and we may need to rewind that and just pop that out of here.
No, no, it's a great point. So you can't think your way to clarity. And when you're doing while you're thinking, and when you stop it and let it settle, then you're just being. When you're just being, then you have clarity of mind. When you have clarity of mind, We have space, capacity for new thought, new idea. When we try to force something, we're just shoving it further away every single time. Because in the intellect, that's the stuff we already know. We already know it intellectually. So if we let go of that ego and that intellect and learn to listen for wisdom, well, that's the stuff that we don't know. That's the new ideas. That's the fresh ideas. That's where the problem we've been trying to figure out for the past X amount of time, that's where the solution comes from. Not from what we already know up here, but from what we don't know. And so, yeah, no, it makes perfect sense what you said.
Recently, obviously, I've been doing this surrender thing, and there's something that I've been avoiding. It's basically my debt. So I'm like in 42 grand's worth of debt, and I basically I got a default, and then they sold it off to a third party debt collector. And for months, they've been, sending me letters, writing to me, and I've been ignoring it. Like I can't deal with it. And I did something the other day. I can't remember what I did, but I sat there and I asked mind, universe, whatever. I said, "Can you give me an answer for this?" And then I completely dropped it, completely forgot about it. Got an answer with it in the same day. And I told this person I'm working with, it's like, "Well, can you do the same with the debt?" I was like, "Okay." So I decided to phone them up, and I told them, I said, "Yeah, I've been ignoring you." And it's like, "It's fine, we get it." They were really, really kind, really, really thing. So we'll put it on hold for 60 days so you can figure it out. You can go and talk to debt people. And I was sitting on my sofa, and again, I just said, "Universe, can you show me or tell me what I can do to resolve this?" And then again, left it. And within like an hour, I went on my phone, I was scrolling it, and there was this debt thing. And I know obviously the computer's not listening to you, but there was this thing that come up, debt thing, and I was like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna put my details in and then see where it goes." And a guy phones me up and he gives me this solution. And it's like, oh my God. So I've got this solution and it involves Dave as well. So all of our debts will be written off in 6 years. And we only have to pay like £100 a month. And I just felt this like, I would have known I would have never known to do that. But I just
Mhm.
asked the question, let it go, and then went off and did my own thing. And you always get an answer. Always. If you're quiet enough to listen, if you know that your answers will come. And I've been doing this constantly for the last couple weeks now, where I'll ask a question, leave it, and then I will get an answer. It's amazing. It's like, it, there is something there. There is an intelligence there that is always there, got your back, ready to help you. You just have to ask it.
And then you have to give it up. Ask the question and then leave it alone.
Yes.
But listen, because we're not going to get answers if we ask the question and then keep trying to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Uh,
You'll always get the answer when you're doing something like, you know, you forget and then you're doing the washing up, or you're doing something creative, or you're going for a walk. And then that's when the answers come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Because you're
what they
just
mean.
being,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, that's what they mean by doing nothing. Do nothing to get everything. I think that's in one of Michael Neal's books.
And that's exactly it. Just being.
yeah. Not questioning.
Yeah. We make it so much harder.
And
So much harder than it has.
and also trusting the answer you get and following it. Because
That's a big one.
because that's another thing. You may get an answer that you don't want to do or don't like. It's like, no,
Hmm.
that's the question. And you always know it's the right, because it comes through clarity, comes through clear, no emotional baggage. but then we're like, oh, that's uncomfortable. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we're like,
And
no,
yeah,
can I? No,
and then we
give me
say, well,
another
I
one.
never got an answer. You fucking did. You just didn't ignore. You just ignored it.
I'm so guilty of that. Like, yeah, no, let's redo that one. Maybe I need to ask differently
Yeah.
because I don't like that answer. Yeah, I so get that.
So here's another question. I think we've spoke on this with another guest we've had, but it's like, is happiness a pursuit? I mean, we know the answers, but I want to discuss this. Is happiness a pursuit or a default state we keep obscuring?
I say neither.
So I feel like it's
And I
default.
well, and I know most people would say default, right? It's default. Maybe that's just maybe I have maybe I'm thinking about the word default. Maybe that's why. I know it's definitely not a pursuit. You can chase whatever you want all day long.
But
It's
when
not
this
going to
is
make
out
you
of the
happy.
way and
Yeah,
nothing is like obscuring you, you default, or whatever word you want to use, into that kind of, it doesn't have to actually be like happiness as
right.
such, but it's just this peaceful kind of, I see it as like, I feel like happiness or the peace is like a canvas that any painting can go on. So you can draw
Yeah.
misery on that canvas, but underneath it is peace.
Well, and I think contentment is a default, and I think happiness is almost like the Easter bunny. We've decided that happiness means whatever we've decided it means, that everything is perfect, that, really what is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like
So,
happiness is kind of like whatever your meaning to it. Because for me, happiness is contentment.
yes, yes. But like when you say you looking for happiness, you think that everything is great. Yeah, I don't know. I just think happiness is a elusive white rabbit and that people don't give enough credit to content.
Mm,
Being content, like I am content. And to me, that is happy.
yeah.
Like we have the things that we need. I love the people I'm around. My home is my happy place. Like it's where I want to be, where I don't have to be anything else but me. And I'm safe. And so to me that's happy. Now, if someone were to say something like, then there's like the big surprise and you see something you've never seen, that's a whole different kind of happy. And I think that happy, yeah, is put on this big shelf that's too high to reach sometimes
Y-
when depending on how it's bottled.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it's the kind of, how do you define happiness? What do you define
Hmm.
happiness as? Like for me, happiness is what you were saying, like joy, excitement, jumping around like a child.
Hmm.
That's kind of happiness. So I guess the happiness is the wrong word. It is more like contentment, but then some people will get that confused. But they're searching for happiness, but what they're really searching for is that contentment.
Yeah.
They don't know that because the word contentment doesn't sound very it sounds pretty bleh. It sounds
Mundane.
mundane. But then happiness, true contentment is mundane.
Yes.
But that
Well,
doesn't
and I don't think that we realize that, but like when we lose something, whether a home or a person or, our normal, when we think back, we miss the small little moments. The coffee on the porch or, the laughing from a different room, it's the little things that we would give anything to get back when they're gone. Yet we spend so much time and put so much pressure on ourselves to do these great big fancy things when it's the little mundane things, everyday things that make it, that make it what it is,
Chrystal,
in my opinion.
you got a lot on your mind there. Share.
Yes.
Well, when it comes to losing somebody, or I've been in both those situations, losing a person, losing a home, losing a car. I've lost all kinds of shit in my life. Um, yeah, it's not just the little things, so it's everything.
Right.
It's all of it. It's this big and the small and everything in between. It's all of it. Yeah, I get what you're saying to, appreciate the little things, but it's everything. It's absolutely everything. So if I think about like in loss, right, with my son, of course, god dang, I miss his smile. I miss his laughter. I missed all the goofy little things. I also miss when I allow myself to drift to, I wonder what he would be doing today. I wonder what his career would be. I wonder if he'd be married. I wonder if he would have kids. So it's all those things that never got to be experienced too
Yeah.
that can come into play. And I don't think it's necessarily always a bad thing. It is if you let it take you down like a certain rabbit hole. But sometimes I like to wonder what my son would have been.
Well, I guess
I
that's the
like to wonder.
same as like envisioning your own future.
Mhm.
Like technically it doesn't exist, but it's still good to use your imagination and wonder. That's why we have
Yeah.
this amazing imagination.
So my whole thing was it's everything in between. It is little, it is big, it is every single molecule, atom, however you want to break it down in between. It's all of it, everything. And happiness and contentment, yeah, they're two different things, totally. Definitely two different things. Contentment is that pure, and you're right, it does sound so mundane and blasé. Okay. It's like, ugh, I want the big shiny one. But happiness is you guys are right on the, nail on the head. It is how we define it. It's our made up definition of happiness. That's what happiness is. I will be happy when. I will be happy when. I will be happy then. It's always a future paced thing. And then when we get that, we're like, damn, and everything's supposed to be happy. But really, what we're looking for is content,
Yes.
that no, that peace, that inner bliss that we all have inside of us when we just rest into not chasing the outside.
Yeah. And I think everyone chases that because that is what people use to market. In the mindset world, in the healing world, like find your happiness.
Absolutely.
So everyone's thinking that, well, that's what I want. And happiness, it sounds such a wonderful, positive word. Find your contentment.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite sound.
Doesn't really have the, it's not as shiny and pretty. It's like,
No,
do I want that?
but that's what
Yes,
everyone
you want
actually
that.
wants. Yeah. And I love that because when you find your contentment, you're like, oh, yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted. And it is normal, which is why the word is normal.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah. I love that. What else you got, Melissa? Any more topics in there?
Do you know what I want to start telling people? Stop healing. Stop fucking healing.
Say start or stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop healing. There's so many people waste so many years healing. Don't get me wrong, like, better yourself, start getting out there, start becoming aware of yourself. But just realize, like, if you're listening to this podcast, you're ready to hear this. You don't need to fucking heal anymore because there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. And contentment is right there, right underneath everything that you're experiencing. It is literally the foundation of where you are. It is the sky in which mountains are and the foreground, and it's behind everything. It's space. It's everything. And when we can just sit with that for a second, like even now, like while I'm sitting here speaking to you, I can feel it. I can feel the background. That's what I feel like it is. It's a background that we play on. And that background is what we were talking about. It's that default, it's that bliss. I always just say bliss as well because I feel like contentment is also a bliss in the most normal, natural way there is. I don't know where I was going with that. I just thought, you know what? People are spending so much time, so much money trying to heal something. And when you're deliberately trying to heal something, you're telling yourself that there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are silently reinforcing the problem
Yeah.
constantly, all day, every day.
So a new thing I've been doing with my clients that has been kind of fun is because we all chase happiness, but how many of us know what happiness looks like for us?
I literally just did a post like this.
Okay. So what I do is I ask them, I'm like, let's imagine your perfect day, a day with no symptoms. No symptoms, no worries. What does that look like for you? And we figure out what life would look like with no symptoms. And then it's like, okay, now how do we get there? Let's reverse engineer this and figure out what your happy, content self does to get there. And it's fun to look at it instead of looking at symptoms and what you need to fix and what you need to heal and you're broken and something's wrong with you and whatever. You have lots of people to talk to about what's wrong with you. Let's get an actual picture, like detailed picture of what you would look like with nothing wrong with you. And then let's get there. But it's fun and it's actually a hard exercise for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
because their whole days are spent managing symptoms, preparing for symptoms, and coming down from symptoms. All they do is think about symptoms. Fucking hate symptoms. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay. But when we pull our mind away from that, and they have to really think because they don't know what it would look like because they've never thought about what it would look like without symptoms. And just in the imagining it, just in the, tell me, what would your head sound like? What's it like up there if you had no symptoms? Do you feel energized? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to be out, just getting all of it down to where they know what direction to look at?
I was going to say they've never been pointed in that direction.
Yeah.
They've been pointed in the exact opposite.
And
Let's break it down. Let's see why the symptom is the way it is. Why is it affecting you like this? Why is it coming up all the time? What can we do? How can we stop it before it comes up? When you start to feel it, what should you do then?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is exhausting.
Yes.
Go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's so weird that you're speaking about this because I literally just did a post before I come on here, and it's very similar. Like, I've been asking people, like, what does that look like without you having those problems? Like, with, symptoms, problems, whatever it is. What does that look like? And everyone goes quiet. I don't know. We spend all that time talking about the problem, what they want, how they like, what's suffering with them. I said, well, what does it look like without that? I don't know. I don't know. And the thing with that is, if you don't know where you're heading, if you don't know the direction you're going in, then how do you know when you've got there? And if you don't know that you've got there, then you're constantly moving the goalpost because you don't know
Yep.
you literally have no direction. So you could be doing these little tiny things that are improving your life so amazingly, but you keep moving the goalpost. So you're not celebrating all these little bits. You don't know that you're working. You don't know that you've literally changed into another human being because you keep moving that goalpost more and more and more and more. And I think that's what I used to do. I still do.
Well,
Because
stop it.
yeah, because I never had a real idea of, well, what do I think? What do I look like? What do I do? What do I like? All of those things that I didn't really know. So how do you know when you reach them? You don't. And you're just in this perpetual kind of searching all the time, which is the healing. You're continually the healing. You're not allowing yourself to have, I really do believe, like, obviously don't set goals to like, oh, I've got to achieve that goal in that way, but just set them so you know which direction you're going in. And when you've got there, celebrate, fucking celebrate. That's what I never did. I never celebrated because when I got to somewhere, I was like, it's not enough, not healed enough.
Or then what?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Mm-hmm.
What's next? And never give your time.
Yeah.
Give yourself that time to,
To
wow.
yeah, like, oh my God. I
Well,
think
and that's a
differently.
big thing I do with my clients too is no, you celebrate every win, no matter how small. You got out of bed today, you made your bed, and you brushed your teeth. Win, win, win. Like, because we're so quick to judge ourselves and we look for where we're lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But very rarely do we give ourselves the actual real credit for how far we've come.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at all three of us. Look how look how far we've all come. Let's celebrate that right now. I did a fucking
I
talk.
already am.
I did a talk last Monday in front of a group of women. Holy fucking shit, I would have never have done that. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, that the more you grow as well, these things that you would never would have done don't seem so big anymore because you've grown. So we forget to
Yeah,
celebrate them.
I'm a good influence. There are a lot of times where I am the voice of reason. That's a scary thought, especially if it would have been 10 years ago. We all should have run if I was the voice of reason. it, you know, I work with people every day and I get to help them. I get to be there for them. I get to listen. Meet with people all over the world. Like I would have never guessed I'd be where I am right now from where I was. I was released from federal prison in 2019. And here I am now. Like, and I still sometimes think, geez, what are you doing? What have you done with your life? And it's like everything. Turned it right the fuck around.
What have we done to celebrate that? Nothing. So what are we going to do to celebrate? What are you going to do, Jan?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go hiking with my kids and my mom and my husband on a very even trail because we don't like hills. I'm not that in shape, but
I don't know why, that
and
just made me really emotional. Chrystal.
and just get to spend time. Yeah. Crystal, what are we celebrating? What are you celebrating?
So, not to be, I feel like I celebrate all the time. It just depends on the minute. It depends on the moment. I celebrate because there's the awareness that will come to me that, wow, X amount of years ago, I'd have lost my shit at that. So look at me go. And I didn't do anything to stop it from, not losing my shit. So like you were saying that I have so much more patience
Mhm.
and it's not forced and it's not bullshit. I have so much more patience that over the years, it took me a while to be like, this is real. I celebrate it all the time. I really do. I do. I think every morning, just by being and by looking and watching and observing, and every evening, I do the same thing, just looking and watching, observing, and just being part of everything around me. And it feels beautiful inside me. So
I, l-
that is my answer. I celebrate with the beauty inside me
I love that.
every day.
I love the fact that like there's three of us and we've got different experiences. I'm like, you're now our mama in how to celebrate. Like all three of us are so different. Like me and Jen have got quite a lot of similarities in our minds. And then you're just this kind of like this, stop giving it too much thought. Do this. Celebrate naturally.
Seriously, seriously. But I love your enthusiasm and I love that. Well, we'll get on here and celebrate every time. And maybe someday I'll say, I'll, I'll light a candle and I'll blow it out and make a wish. I don't know. Something because I do. I do. I celebrate every day at some point, every single day.
I love that. And the thing
There's,
is, like with you sharing what you celebrate, it's gonna encourage other people. It's that whole light. So I feel like even though like me and Jen are gonna be doing it, you already do it, but you sharing that and sharing like the simple little things as well will show people, oh, I could have celebrated that. Oh, that's a good idea to celebrate that. Maybe I should celebrate that for me. You know,
yeah.
I feel like it's that kind of thing, isn't it? Live it, share it, show it.
So, Melissa, what are you celebrating?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I keep saying to myself, like, I'm really proud of myself for speaking at that event. And then I kind of put a downer on it. I'm like, well, I wasn't, this professional speaker. But then I'm like, but then I did it. And I'm really proud of myself. So I feel like I need to do something for that. Like, even if it's not like, do you know what? Something like having a fire in the evening, sitting around it with a hot drink and really sitting with it. I don't have to go out and do something. I can just allow myself to feel it, feel the pride, feel the celebration. Yeah, because I haven't done that
Yeah.
yet.
I feel it.
Mm.
I got tinglies from, I can see you doing that. You need to.
That's
Because,
what's
man,
gonna,
I tell you,
yeah, and that's what's gonna connect me with my body. I just got an insight. See, that's why it's beautiful talking about this shit. Yeah.
I also love that you call it shit.
My
We all
language will
do it.
never improve.
Oh, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, trust me. I'm no saint when it comes to language. I got a favorite 4-letter word. And unfortunately, it's not love. I mean, I love love, but that's not my favorite 4-letter word.
Does it begin with C?
No, it's the F
Not that
word.
bad then.
It's so versatile. You know what I mean? It can be mean. It can be celebratory. It can be all kinds of things. It is just, I love that word.
You gotta
It's
tell
a
us the word
verb,
now.
it's a noun, it's an adverb, it's everything.
Everything. It's
Say it.
anything and everything you want it to be. Fuckity fuck fuck fuck.
Fuckity
Yep.
fuck, fuckity fuck fuck.
Love it.
I love that word.
Mm. I think this was a great conversation, you guys.
Me too.
It was beautiful.
Shall we end it here?
End it with the F word.
Fuck it.
Fuck. Let's fucking end it.
Like, share, subscribe, leave us comments. Let us know what you think. If you would like us to talk about something, let us know. And we'll see you next time.
See you later, fucktards.
Yeah.
I just snorted.
1,